Hi, right, so much to my surprise, GHD have just released a new hair straightener model, and we're going to have a look at it from 2 points of view. First of all, we're going to look at it from a consumer point of view. Perhaps you're looking to buy one of these and just want my opinion as a repairer of GHDs. And just to clarify, we are not associated with GHD in any way whatsoever. I just happen to repair a lot of the GHD hair straighteners that are available. Notable exceptions would be the GHD Eclipse and the standard platinum model. Up until just a few weeks ago, their top of the range model would be this GHD Platinum Plus, which is one that we do repair. And this is one that has been refurbished and is ready for sale. So we're going to be comparing this with the new flagship model. So here is the box. It is the Chronos. Why they've called it the Chronos, I have no idea. Perhaps they're implying that they're keeping up with the times and improving and that sort of thing. But look up Chronos and see what your thoughts are on that one. I also notice from the box that they have now changed their sleep mode. GHDs, the modern GHDs, would turn themselves off after 30 minutes of inactivity, and I notice on the Chronos they've actually now reduced that to just 10 minutes, and they'll switch off or go into the sleep mode, which can be, you can turn them straight back on again from sleep mode, but that is now 10 minutes, and I'm sure they will be using energy saving as an excuse for including that feature and down to 10 minutes. So they have clearly redesigned some bits and pieces, so we're going to have a look. I've got to pull out, oh that's okay, okay, so they have redesigned the interior box. What they would have had in the past is a full width plastic insert. The irons would be in the insert and the cable etc would be tucked underneath. It comes with very basic safety instructions and I assume usage instructions. This is boasting a 20-second warm-up time. We also have information on what happens if they should fail. There is a protect mode where they can go into protection and emit a bleep, and the light will flash white every 5 seconds. Basically, with the same as the earlier models, just unplug and try again. The warranty on this one, I believe, is 3 years. In fact, I'm sure it's 3 years, and that is about it. You can register your product. There's details and a code to scan to take you to the registration page, and this is how they arrive. We have the usual GHD silicone protector. We have the now pretty standard moulded plug. We have a 5 amp fuse, and let's have a closer look at the irons. And the usual bag of desiccant to keep any moisture out. Okay, so at first glance they look very similar to the earlier model, the Platinum Plus. Just going to line them up from a size point of view. Yeah, we've clearly got things that are not going to be interchangeable. Certainly the arm covers have been changed. They are now a little short of the hinge area, so these covers are brand new, as is the hinge area. I also see a transparent ring here where the previous one was black, and I don't like that, but this is how it has to be made. You see the little line on that transparent bit? That is because this piece is in two halves, and it looks like you've got a split or a crack even when you sort of look at that for the first time. When you look at that, you could be forgiven for thinking there is something wrong there, but there isn't. That is because that is in two halves, and that allows the cable to be changed. Now, it would be nice to think that cable is the same as the earlier ones, but I don't think it is. It has a concave surface. If you look on the end, concave surface. The previous model has a rounded surface, well, very slightly rounded. So I don't know whether that means they have completely changed the cable on these. If they have, that is fairly disastrous if you're thinking of buying this, because what that means is if your cat, dog, rabbit, chinchilla, pet rat, whatever you've got, chews through this cable, you are not going to be covered by your warranty. And unfortunately, if this cable is not the same as the earlier ones, a company like ourselves will not be able to help you either. This is a £289 set of hair straighteners. Now, if you have an incident with the cable, GHD won't help you. It's accidental damage. GHD don't repair anything. They don't sell spares. So you will be having a £280 nightmare on your hands with a potential claim from your home insurance or whatever, or pet insurance possibly. So yeah, looking a little closer, we have a slightly larger button than the previous model. There is also a little slot there for the sound to come out, the bleeping. Previous to that, it was a sort of pattern there that you can see. Now, I forgot whether I mentioned that this actually lights up. The reason that is now transparent is because this lights up. Why you would feel the necessity to do that, I don't know. Possibly because other brands, Dyson and various other manufacturers, are probably prettying things up with flashing LEDs and lit parts of the hair straightener, that sort of thing. There's no practical use whatsoever. So let's have a look at these arms. They are completely redesigned. There's a little bit of movement side to side. They don't pull back. They're sprung obviously, but you can't pull them out really. The whole thing flexes. As far as plates touching, let me just look up to the light. Yeah, as you would expect when they are held, they touch at the tips first, and when you squeeze, these are mounted on silicone rubbers, so tips touch just at the end first. You can see that slight gap hopefully at this end, and then when you squeeze them together with a little bit of pressure, the ceramic plates touch all the way down. So don't think that they're going to come together completely parallel when you just gently close them, because that is clearly not the case, and that's the same on pretty much all of them. You need a little squeeze there. So the ceramic plates, just going to take my glove off there, claim to be super smooth, and they are super smooth, but I wouldn't say they feel any smoother to me than the previous models. 20-second heat up time. Well, we are just going to have a look at that. I just want to look at the old arms. Very much more movement. You can pull these open. There's a little bit of movement here, and same story there. Tips touch first and then squeeze for full contact down the ceramic plates. So it's certainly a lot stiffer. There is no outward movement. Okay, so what we'll do then, as this is more for the consumer, we are going to plug them in, see what the sounds are like and the LEDs, and then we'll power them up and we will measure the temperature that they get to. All GHDs will attain 185 degrees. That is the optimal temperature for hair. Okay, actually I just want to look on that switch side. We have a very small barcode and the actual model number on this one, yet another one to remember, is S8M for mother 261. A universal voltage 100 to 240 volts, so that is excellent. And yeah, other than that, nothing much of interest. So let's plug these in and just watch and listen for the bleeping. So we had no bleep. I don't know whether you saw, I think I had my hand over it, but if I turn that off again, you'll see the end lights up. So it lights up at exactly the same time as the button, so they're clearly linked. There was no bleep or anything. And I've got my gauge here. We'll check the temperature after they've heated up. 20 seconds, so ready, here we go. Ring and end pulsate. Well, I'll play the video back later, but that seemed like longer than 20 seconds to me, but we'll measure it from the video recording. A bit of smell of burning from the newness. Temperature 192. Let me just show that to you. .189. So pretty stable. 190. So 185 has been exceeded by 5 degrees. Not a particular problem. We find GHDs, all of them vary between 180 and 190, 191 degrees. But yeah, clearly that is not 185, and nor does it show any sign of coming down. But like I say, not a particular problem. So yeah, there we go. 20 seconds, possibly. Personally, I'm not a fan of heating ceramic elements up very, very quickly. The likelihood of stress damage over time, I would suggest, is quite high. We'll have a look at these ceramic plates later. So now, if we just left that sat there for 10 minutes, it will go off to standby. But we're going to just turn it off. And off it goes with a little pulse of the end and the button. That is a really funny startup noise. It's almost like a sort of scratchy noise in the background. I just wonder if you can hear that. Let me turn them off again. You hear that? It's like plastic vibrating. Let me just turn it on and I'll shut up. You hear that? It's like zzz. Yeah, it didn't do it when I held that button. Yeah, you see that? sound is making this button vibrate. Let me turn it off whilst it's not being held. Have a listen. Oh, that's great. I can't turn them off. No. Well, it's a good example of what can happen. So what we're going to do here, if you ever have this problem, I'll show you what to do. So just check the temperature. I'm interested to see what the irons are actually doing. So they're up at 190 still, so they're clearly on and working. Oh, now they go off. Let me listen to this noise when they come on. You hear that vibrating noise? I don't know whether you can hear it on this camera or not. But if I press the button and hold it, then you don't hear that vibrating. So it is very fast vibrating from that buzzer. Don't like that. Somebody's designed that poorly. Right, okay. So I think I'm going to have to reserve my judgment on this pair. Let me show you the sound that the Platinum Plus, the last flagship model, produces when plugged in and turned on, so you have a reference. I'm going to plug them in and then turn the switch on. So just the flash. And we'll time this as well when I review the video back. This is the previous model. Temperature in the workshop is 17. So time wise, I reckon that was pretty similar. So there we go, that is the previous model. We will just do another comparison of the new model. So yeah, just that pulse. Listen for this plastic vibrating. Hear it? Obviously it's still hot and it's up to temperature straight away. Here we go again. That horrible vibrating noise. What the hell were they thinking? Is this a one-off? Why would it be a one-off? Why would I be the one person who's bought a pair of these who is going to strip it to pieces? Why would I be the one that receives the vibrating button one? It's got to be very low chance. That's horrible. It's just sat there vibrating every time. Ugh. Yeah, right, okay. I think we're going to have to take this apart and have a closer look at everything, and before I determine you know, whether we can repair any part of it. At £289 you really need to have this mains cable the same as the previous versions from our point of view. Obviously GHD don't give a toss. They're not interested in your GHD when the cable's been chewed through, but we are, and I still hope, although the end is different, that the internals are the same size. Oh God, so we're going to have to get this apart. So what I'm going to do is reserve a judgment. Yes, it is a very nice looking unit. Yes, the end lights up, and nice GHD logo into the alloy. You know, that is a metal alloy of some description. I do like the hinge, that is nice and stable. You can't open them overly, which is nice. You're not sort of tempted to pull that too far because you will break. You will break them. This design here is going to be a collecting point for dirt. We see this all the time on the older models, although the covers, these white covers, are a very tight fit. somehow dirt gets into the edge here. It gets in between the cover and the black arm, and I can just see it filling up this area over time. No doubt you could get a toothbrush in there and just clean that out inside and out if it does get filthy, but yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting design change. So they look good. Temperature, that's fine. That's what GHDs operate at. Not interested in LEDs. The ridiculous plastic buzzing noise from the tone playing is well, that should have been spotted in design or the test runs. Maybe we have a situation where we've just got one that is really bad luck, but I'm not convinced. So there we go. I'm reserving judgment until I have determined what cable that has got fitted, and we'll also look at the internals in our second video, which is aimed really at engineers. But you're more than welcome as a customer to have a look. I will put in the description whether any part of this is repairable. If you've lost the receipt, if the cable's been nibbled, you're going to need to know whether it can be repaired. At £289, keep your fingers crossed, and I will update you later.